Hey guys, we're back again with Matt Bloy, our head of digital marketing here at TXG. And we're using Matt again as our test subject because he's a very good player, and we can really simulate these changes that we feel are, very influential in a fitting. So today we're going to do the influence of a lie angle adjustment. So we thought this would be a great idea to do this with Matt, because Matt's using a set of irons that are about 7 or 8 years old now.
8 years old, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
So that the original AP2s, which
them.
were really popular at the time, and everyone was kind of all over this this new iron that Titleist had brought out, multi-material, tungsten sole, lots of forgiveness, but it still looks like a great player's package.
It does, yeah.
Okay, so really good. So they're a little bit older, and you never get custom fitted for them at the time.
Well, not anywhere near to a level that you guys would do, or even, it was basically a little lie board.
Got you.
No launch monitor.
Yeah.
It was off a lie board, and it was minimal fitting.
Right, so looking at the shaft, you basically just went, well, as a player with some more speed, I need a shaft that controls that speed, and that's what led you to Project X and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what we see on a daily basis. People walk in, and they've made a purchase based on minimal information, tried to make as competent a decision as they could, and I'm sure they'll have ticked most of the boxes. So we're going to run this through a lie angle test and see if we can make an adjustment today. So
awesome.
Right now Matt's playing these at standard lie angle, 62 degrees, and we're going to see if that's what you need.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds good. And just quickly, the GC Quad is how many years old now? The launch monitor? That's
1 year now. Yeah.
So it's
Launched
in the last year,
January.
you've really come a long way in terms of being able to measure that.
Oh, I mean, we used to use a vertical line in the golf ball, and then we used to see how that line referenced the club face. So it would leave a print in the club face, and depending on whether that line was
so
straight,
it was off
exactly.
this way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whether that showed it, from heel to toe, or from low heel up to high heel.
So not as scientific as we're going to get.
No, this is a little bit more precise for sure.
Gotcha.
All right. So let's hit a couple. Your normal 6-iron distance, Matt, would be about what?
On the course, I'll hit it from 190.
Okay,
usually.
good. So maybe dial this back down just a little bit, because you've got a lot of speed, so maybe just go at 80%.
Okay, sounds good.
Really good. Okay, so little fade, carried right about 180, a little bit of rollout.
It's a pretty typical shot.
Yeah. No complaints with that. So here's our measurement of dynamic lie angle. Actually showed it was 0.2 from being absolutely perfect.
Right. So more or less, that's pretty good.
Exactly. Okay. So let's hit another couple. Make sure that's the pattern, the trend. As you can see, Matt's a really good iron striker. Really good. Okay. Yeah, similar. So fractionally more in the toe, but dynamic lie angle for this purpose is really good. And for us, matching up that lie angle to the appropriate ball flight is the key. So right now, if we were to see, the toe up, we might, for Matt, see the ball go a little bit right.
Yeah.
A little bit toe down, we might see it fade a little bit more than we would like.
Gotcha.
And we'll show that as well. So let's hit one more.
A little thin.
Okay, interesting. Yep. And do me a favor, just one more.
Sure. Yeah. Low toe.
Yeah. And with the toe was a little bit more
down
there. The handle was slightly lifted.
Okay.
So Matt, when you're on, your irons don't move too much in flight.
No.
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 I mean that's exactly what I kind of see from this. There's the odd sort of toe down, sort of impact angle. So we're seeing over here, lie angle marginally up, but the bigger influence is when the toe gets down. It creates a little bit of right to left.
So if I hit, say, 100 shots,
Yeah.
probably going to see more of them toe down.
Slightly more toe down.
Yeah.
What's your miss?
Left, usually high left.
Okay, high left, so you kind of fan it a little
Yes.
bit. Okay.
Yeah. Now that being said, sometimes I'll hit a pole, but
Yeah.
not as often.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Right. So we can see the average of that. Average dynamic lie angle is really pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Between the 4 shots, right?
You are pretty much a standard lie angle guy.
Yeah.
If we're looking at just this. Now, here's the thing. GC Quad can show us that your dynamic lie angle is 0, but you might not have the right flight.
Yeah.
So you can have the dynamic lie angle at 0 and go, well, that's nice. The divot is equally deep toe to heel.
Yep.
But your ball still might be going offline. So what we do is we actually use the lie angle to influence the face angle.
Okay.
So that's why I was asking with what's your kind of miss, you know, and you gave me the answer I was hoping for by saying it's high left.
Yeah.
Because for me, I can see at times that face gets a little bit open. So
Yeah.
I would like to, you know, influence that club face to be more closed
Gotcha.
by making that club upright a little bit more.
Right.
So right now I'm looking at that going, that club needs to be 1.5 degrees upright.
Okay.
So in my mind, that's the equation. So let's make that adjustment and see what that pattern
Sure.
looks like.
And in terms of the strike being slightly on the toe,
Deflection.
so
right?
that's
So-
going to be a factor with the upright as well.
Without a doubt.
Gotcha.
So you know, the toe strike will be deflecting the face a little bit open. And,
Right. So by bringing the toe up just a hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what that does.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, here we are. We're back. We've made an adjustment to Matt's 6 iron. So while we were making the adjustment, we were, you know, just taking that conversation a little bit deeper of you know, discussing that the lie angle actually doesn't have to leave being 0.0 or 0.1 or 2. Because at times, having the lie angle perfect can still give you a ball flight that's working offline.
Yeah.
So it's just lie angle can influence face angle. So if we go upright, move that toe more upright, the face now points to the right. We move that toe down, the face now points to the left. So the same way we can influence the driver face by changing the face angle, we can't do that with an iron, but we can adjust the lie angle to adjust the face's direction, okay, open and close. So we'll move this 1.5 upright.
Okay.
We should see less of that leakage to the left.
left.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
let's see if that's the case.
So someone getting their lie fit, the idea is to help them hit the ball on line,
That's
not
right.
make a divot that's perfect.
Definitely. So the face angle being one of the variables that create ball flight. So making sure that the face angle matches the club path, that matches the attack angle. And you know, we come at that 3-dimensional delivery
Yeah.
and we get the right face angle that's appropriate.
Gotcha.
Okay. We're certainly not unhappy with that.
No. It felt more solid,
Did
to
it?
be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. May just been a better swing, but it definitely felt more solid.
Well, we've moved it 1 degree. We've moved it 1.5 degrees, and
Yeah, did it.
It has moved the
Yeah.
right amount in terms of the dynamics. So
Interesting.
that was really good. Let's see there. That ball speed's similar, 127. Okay, good.
So pretty much the same, just a little more up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see your average face angle prior. This is going to be the key one, face to
Okay.
path.
Yeah.
Your average was 1.7 open. We're going to look for that to be closer to
0.
yeah, 0, just to get that kind of straight flight.
All right. That was
the miss there, wasn't
yeah.
it?
That was for sure me though. I would
Yep.
say. I definitely wouldn't blame the club on that one. It's just a bad swing. Yeah, that was just me.
So
Open face.
looking at that, you know, all things that go into the flight, path hasn't changed too much. The strike was good. It was the dynamic angle was a little bit toe up,
Yeah.
but the face angle just
wide
got hung
open.
open. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that too. That's better. A little fanny, but
Okay.
I wouldn't be upset with that.
Yeah, edge of the green.
Yeah. That's just still a little
Strike
open, isn't
is
it?
good. Yeah, just a little bit open. Okay. Do me a favor. Go at your speed. I want to see if you
Go
just
faster?
yeah. Good swing.
That was a better swing.
Match that one up nicely.
Yeah, that felt better. Flew a little further.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is staying a little high, toe
Staying
up,
right there, you know, pretty consistently on the dynamic lie angle, you know, around 1.5 degrees up, which is exactly what we said we wanted to change. And we're trying to just, you know, we had a couple where the face was a bit open.
Yeah, those are me for sure.
That's just, yeah, definitely. Just getting a little bit late with the club face and leaving it open. But this would definitely be, you know, the right idea for you to kind of eliminate that cut. Okay?
So so someone coming in, I mean, you can see obviously I'm tending to miss left.
Yeah.
It would make sense for them to kind of limit that a little bit with the lie.
Certainly don't leave with the lie angle, you know, up, down. You know, have it, if anything, marginally up. 1.5 degrees, not too much.
If someone came in and if I'm mixing in a bunch of right shots, is this become a bad recommendation at that point?
It does, for sure. If you're turning over the other way, so we want to err on the side of being flatter for the guy who's
So if someone's dispersion's all over here, they're better off.
Upright is better at that point. Okay. So let's hit one more.
Okay. And as I know we're going to hit a different iron in a second.
Yeah.
Would someone at any time be 1 degree up in the longer irons and say standard in the shorter irons?
For sure,
it can
absolutely.
happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to see someone changes their delivery from a short club to a long club.
Yeah.
We put the lie angle appropriate for that swing.
Right.
You know, not just so it matches. That matters way less.
So you don't need to match the set.
No,
you should be hitting. And if someone comes in to see you, they're going to hit every club.
Correct.
Gotcha. Trying to get one more like the last one. That was a good swing, just again, a little open.
Yeah. Face just hangs a little bit. Okay. Interesting. So we would say in this instance, we don't want to throw what I would call too big of a band-aid on the issue, the issue being the open face.
Yeah.
We've spoken a little bit before about your shafts are probably a little bit too light,
Yeah,
a little
so that
bit
might
too
be
soft.
a bigger factor.
Definitely,
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt. So maybe we leave that one for another video where we go to a slightly better fitted shaft.
Yeah, and then come and see how that affects. But all things say this was the correct shaft.
Correct.
We're looking at a little upright being pretty helpful.
Being more beneficial, trying to just eliminate as much of that cut as we can.
And I think all things being equal, same swing to same swing, I definitely would say this has brought it in a little bit to the right.
Feels a little bit better.
Yeah.
Good, excellent. Well, that's ultimately the job of the lie angle adjustment is to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so excellent.
So do we want to try a short iron then?
Let's grab
Maybe
grab a 9.
Okay.
Okay, so we just dotted up your 9. We just checked the loft and lie on that one.
Okay.
So again, it matched up with the 6. It was standard loft.
Yep.
So standard lie. So let's see if there's any differences with a short iron.
Okay.
See with the same flight tendencies that you'd still tend to drift it to the left.
If I miss, same kind of thing. That is
so that's that toe strike you talk about from time to time. You can just kind of hear that one.
That's the shot that I don't enjoy.
Right.
High left and off the toe.
Right.
That's better.
Sounded like you might have got a little more from the strike there.
Yeah, it's definitely more centered strike.
Okay.
It was open, but it's more centered.
All right. So, dynamic lie angle, a little bit toe down for sure.
Okay.
So we need to, in the face angle, we can still see that tendency. So
same kind of thing?
Yeah, you're just going to, if you were in the range this morning and you saw your ball drifting to the left, you're just going to play with a little fade on that day because the ball's kind of doing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
most of the time. So, right, let's go with the same idea. 1.5 degrees upright should kind of marry up quite nicely again here. See if we can just get that ball flight a little more consistent.
Okay.
All right, so Made a little adjustment, 1.5 degrees upright from where we were. Tag that in here. So standard lie angle on a 9 iron is going to be 63.5, so we're at 65.
A little heavy, but
A little heavy. I like this sort of direction.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't lose too much.
No.
Okay, so you can see that lie angle adjustment, toes a little more
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's contact-wise, it really feels a lot more square.
Okay. That was probably your best one yet.
Yeah, that one good. Seems to be getting a little closer to the center
Does,
as
doesn't
well.
it?
Yeah.
Sounded a little more toey.
It was definitely toey, yeah.
So
But
look at the line it's held there.
yeah, it's way different.
And it still went the same distance as the previous one that we know
That
was
one
well
felt like it was going to go way left, and then it kept
Look at the
its...
strike difference there, and it still went 150, the exact same distance. The previous one went on a well-struck shot.
Yeah,
So
that's definitely, it's definitely affecting the flight big time.
without doubt. I mean, those you can kind of hear it. I'm not sure if it will pick up on the audio, but those are mishit. Those
Yeah,
are. I mean, that's a little low in the face.
Just a fraction.
Just a fraction, not
Yeah.
too bad. I mean, that's where people are going to hit them.
Yeah.
They're going to miss it.
For
a
me,
little bit
I
low
generally
and-
hit it a little low on the face anyway.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we're seeing, very minimal sort of drop off in performance, even with strikes in different spots.
Yeah.
So that was quite a significant
It's a good
improvement.
adjustment, yeah. So, I mean, carrying forward to a full session, this would be kind of one piece of the bigger picture, obviously, right?
Definitely.
We'd look at the lies, and then we'd probably change the shaft and see how that's affecting.
That's right. And going on to that visual image that GC Quad gives us,
Yeah.
we can see the red numbers there and the red line. We're leaking out to the left with the standard lie.
Yeah.
We make the adjustment 1.5 degrees upright, and it holds its line so much better. So
Yeah.
I mean, we know you're a slight inside player with your club path, so we should see a little bit of a draw,
Slightly,
which is
yeah.
ideal. So you just weren't quite getting the face closed over enough, and the lie angle was playing a little bit of a role in that. So little adjustment. The apex doesn't look too different on the left side. The height's very similar,
Yeah.
but you're just getting much more control of your ball flight.
100%, yeah.
Really like the look of that. Okay, let's do a longer club.
Okay.
Okay, so we've tested 6 iron, we've tested 9 iron. This is going to be the toughest one. So
Yeah.
this is your least lofted iron in the bag. So
Yes.
when we get down to the lower loft, there becomes a real premium on the club face to path relationship, because having less loft, you're going to create more spin axis tilt. So we're going to curve the ball more
Yeah.
if that face is open or closed.
Right.
Okay, we don't have the same amount of backspin to stabilize the ball flight, so any spin axis tilt is accentuated because you're using a lower lofted club.
Right.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. So again, standard loft and lie, we just checked that.
Okay.
Good swing, really good swing there. Okay, lovely little fade. Yeah,
That was better.
And if your objective was solely to work on your, the kind of dynamic lie angle being 0.0, we would say standard would be
Perfect,
great
yeah.
for you. But we're happy to offset that dynamic lie angle to create the right flight.
Yeah.
Ball flight primary, and sort of simulating the right divot depth, toe to heel, secondary.
Yeah, because
No
it really
question.
shouldn't matter for 99% of your shots, right?
Right. So what we now know, a new parameter that's been measured by TrackMan specifically is low point.
Okay.
So when we know that the club is at its absolute lowest, for the best players in the world, is about 4 to 5 inches ahead of the golf ball.
Oh, wow.
So, not saying that there's no interaction with the ground prior to strike, but it's very minimal.
Shouldn't be.
Right. So when people think that the toe, is digging in and opening up,
Right.
That's really not the case.
Because the ball's here and it's not entering the turf until
Exactly.
past the ball.
That divot is happening after the ball.
Right.
So an impact only lasts for 4/10,000 of a second. So
Right.
so the ball has started its journey by the time the club is entering the turf anyway.
Yeah.
So
So it's lie angles for ball flight
primary for
tweaking,
ball flight.
right?
Yep. Good swing. Really good. Really good.
Is it common that someone might need flatter lies in the long irons, or is that kind of, it can
Well,
be?
It definitely can be. You get so much more speed. I mean, look at your speed increases,
Yeah.
so much that you probably rotate the club face a little bit more
Right.
at that higher speed. So
Right.
yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
And is-
Looking at those first two, I wouldn't be in a hurry to do anything to those ones.
No. And that's the thing. So as you said, someone's going to come in and 6-iron may need to be adjusted.
Definitely.
4-iron may need to be left alone.
Absolutely. So you
And-
might have more upright clubs in the mid and short clubs,
Yeah.
and we leave the longs as standard.
Yeah. And,
So-
and can the deflection of the shaft this way, like bowing that direction, is that a factor in terms
The
of?
droop, yep,
Yeah.
without a doubt. I mean, the droop is going to occur certainly, a little bit more in the long
More
clubs
so.
with more speed applied, but
Right.
the droop, if anything, for you, so the way the shaft reacts to the mass of the head would actually it's to bring the toe down more,
Right.
right? So that would create a flatter lie angle because it's pulling it down.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that might account for why these are coming in a little more, like they should almost be even further down.
Yeah,
in some
well, that
cases.
last one was. So if we look at what the toe, the dynamic lie was toe down on that last one.
Oh,
Matt, it was
okay.
point.
Almost one, yeah.
1.1.
Gotcha. Interesting. Just came a little across that
Okay.
one.
As the fitter standing back here and observing, your golf swing is different with a long club, Matt.
Yeah.
The release is significantly different. So you actually do your tendencies are not the same.
Totally different.
Yeah. So the irons, the short irons, you look like you're trying to control them a little bit more.
Yeah.
This looks like you're swinging with a little bit more speed and purpose.
And so that's the kind of thing you'd have to factor in a fitting, obviously,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
how much of that are they going to address in the lesson, or how much of that is just kind of who their swing is, right?
Without a doubt.
Yeah. That was a good swing. I just probably closed it a little
Yeah.
bit.
Turn it a little bit more.
And I tend to do that more with longer irons than, I'm not
sure.
really going to overdraw my 7 or 6
Yeah.
very often. So pretty
So-
good strikes.
Yeah. If there's our kind of miss pattern, it's entirely different.
Yeah, it's right.
We're missing it on the right side versus the short irons we missed on the left side.
Interesting.
We talked a little bit earlier about the shaft probably being too soft. We're
Yeah.
really seeing that now.
Right.
We're really seeing that.
So as the club gets
yeah.
longer and more speed, this is not holding up.
It's not holding up at all.
Yeah.
You're actually, so the weight of the golf club for me is 120 grams on the Project X 6.0 is too light.
Yep.
It's allowing a little bit too much rotation of the club face. I would like to see that club stay behind you a little bit longer, which would keep the face a little bit more square.
Gotcha. And then in the shorter irons,
Yeah.
what effect do you think that shaft is having in mid to short iron wise? Is it less so? Is it?
Less of an impact because you're swinging it a little bit slower.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think you'll see too much of an adverse reaction. But when you get to add in the speed in 7 and 6 and 5, so you'll really see the benefits of it then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I mean, the shorter irons definitely weren't turning over at
Definitely.
all to that degree,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so I mean, in this instance, we would, like with the other ones, we made the adjustment, but the way this is right now, we're not going to go upright.
No.
We're going to leave that
Before, yeah.
at standard, which is where it is. And you and I are going to kind of take this on to the next video when we reshaft your irons.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a different iron shaft in there, and let's see what the performance does.
But
then.
this is a good example of, say, someone already bought a set of irons.
Right.
They're not going to reshaft them because, let's be honest, it's not the cheapest
yeah,
endeavor.
it's an investment back into it.
They come to TXG or wherever and say,
Yeah.
listen, what can I do to get the most out of these? This is the kind of thing that is beneficial.
For sure, making sure that you can sort of make the compensations if it's a flatter lie angle needed on a 4
Yeah.
and a more upright, lie angle needed in a 9.
Yeah.
The only thing that's important is what the ball is.
Well,
is
even
doing.
I mean, I'd hit probably 2-3
Yeah.
more greens just from fixing the short
Definitely.
clubs, right? So
The ball doesn't care. It just wants to know what that club face is doing,
Yeah.
you know, at impact. And if that's a little bit closed with the longs and a little bit open with the shorts,
yeah.
lie angle can make a massive adjustment.
It'll be interesting because I think a lot of people are hung up on I was the same way, that it's all about
Yeah.
turf interaction and is
yeah.
my divot deep. And I would look at my divots on the course and say, oh, that looks heel
Definitely.
deep or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't. If the ball is taking off where you want it, it really doesn't matter.
We get our customers coming in and saying to us, you know, my divots are really toe deep. And then the next question we'll follow with, but what does your ball do? And they go, well, the ball flies pretty straight.
Yeah.
That's the primary. So what would you rather, a perfectly level divot and a ball flying off line? Definitely not.
Yeah.
So we just have to make sure that the face angle is delivered appropriate to the path and the angle of attack to create the right flight.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
how we get consistent.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing the shafts maybe in a week or so.
Sounds good. Excellent. Thanks, Matt.